fall. It is the end of September, and today we're going to review all my knitting over the last month. I have quite a lot to share, and looks like we're going to be joined by some kitties. Hi, Bubba's. Hi. Yeah, you can help. So, one cool thing that I did this month was I participated in the Great Gambit along, or the Cowl, or whatever you'd like to call when a whole bunch of people randomly cast on the same thing to knit. So I've been involved with 11 Stitches, and yeah, taking party started, and when that happened, a whole bunch of people decided to cast on the same pattern because the whole confluence of things happened, right? There was a birthday sale, so Samantha Guerin had a birthday sale for all of her patterns, and then on top of that, like 3 people cast on the same day, and their patterns, their Great Gambit cowls were so neat looking that we all just kind of decided to join in. So this finished object, a fun one, and I cannot wait to talk to you about it. So, again, welcome to Hear Her Hands. My name is Jennifer. I am a knitter, crocheter, sewist, and quilter located in Baltimore, Maryland, where I live with my partner, and 2 miniature schnauzers and 2 black cats. So here in Baltimore, I started knitting in like 2021, 2022, so I haven't been knitting that long, and I only started knitting garments in 2023? No, 2024. So mostly I am still a fairly new knitter. I'm probably an advanced beginner. I'm a little bit overconfident, and I have been sewing for 15 years, and I have been crocheting since I was 10 years old. First, we'll start with our finished objects. So let's see, which one did I do? Right, so I actually cast the No Place Like Home shawl by Amanda Massengill, which is a designer and a pattern that are part of the Pigskin Party, like, pattern. That's not the word I want. It's a pattern that is on their sponsors list. So this kind of matches what I'm wearing. So I knit this in, pretty much the same yarn of what I'm wearing. So this is knit in Neighborhood Fiber Co. Blue Ridge and Valley in their loft base, which is their mohair, and it is held together with one strand of bare sock weight yarn. And yeah, I knit a shawl. It's not a huge shawl, so don't know. I kind of don't know how that'll go over, but it is really pretty, and it's very soft. I hope someone will enjoy it. It will not be me, because I find mohair itchy. Although this one is much better than the first one I ever knit with. Right, so that, the Blue Ridge and Valley, There's No Place Like Home shawl. I knit this in, I knit this on a 4mm needle, and I used 2 skeins of yarn, so I think it added up to about 850 meters, or meters? No, yards, 850 yards. So that's this, and it was really fun to fit. It's a very simple, like, 2-row repeat, and kind of looks like a tuck stitch. Ooh, it's still itchy. Okay, and then the next pattern that I knit, so I am involved with 11 Stitches, which is the membership community run by Knitting Natty, and I was on one of the many calls where a couple of people were knitting this pattern, which is the Grid Gambit by Samantha Guerin, and I, well, first Samantha Guerin had a pattern sale for her birthday, and that sale was like 40 something. I think it was like the amount off of her age. And so a bunch of people who weren't already knitting this bought it because why not? And we all knitted it. So I will say this is really fun. I already have plans to knit a second one, but I knit this Grid Gambit in yarns I already had in my stash. So first, when Junction Fiber Mill came out with their Making Track Light and Defying Gravity, around the time the new Wicked movie came out, I had to have it, and so I bought that. I bought one skein. That is the green, and I already had the other two colors in my stash. So the other two yarns are from West Yorkshire Spinners, and they are Bo Peep Luxury Baby BK. So it's very soft. It's really lightweight, and I have had those in the color. The hot pink is called Dolly, and then the gray is called Tin Man, which seemed very apropos for what I was knitting. It was like Wicked themed. So I have knit this Grid Gambit, and it was just so fun. Like, I already have definite plans to knit one for my best friend, and then I have plans to maybe I think I'm going to modify the pattern. I'm going to use the stitch pattern and make like a long flat cowl instead of a bandana cowl or something else, and I think it will be so much fun. It was so fun to knit. The slip stitches are just very squishy and nice, and it's such a nice texture. And honestly, I kind of want to keep it just to snuggle with it, but this is intended for a friend, and I hope they will enjoy it. But this is my Grid Gambit by Samantha Guerin, and it is called the Cowl among knitters in the 11 Stitches membership. I think I talked about this one before, but I'm going to re-talk about it quickly because I finished this, which is the Paris Toilets bag. I knit it off gauge because that's the thing I do with bags. And I intended it to be a sock project bag, and I knitted it originally in a white yarn, and so I dyed it in blues and pinks. And it was a really fun knit. I really like the I think these tuck stitches too. I don't know. Whatever these stitches are. But it's very squishy. And I knit a I cord my I-cord maker from Autumn Gordon of Size Inclusive Collective. Then in my Paris toiletry bag, which is, I think it's the last finished object. Yes, it's the last finished object. So I have started knitting another shawl. For this shawl, I am using all of my, what's it called, scrap advents that I got last year. And this one is called the Stitch Sampler Shawl. And so far I'm using oranges, but I am planning on transitioning to multicolored. Oh, here it is. This one. So I have this multicolored ball. And then from this, I can go into the purples because I have purple and brown and yellow and orange. So this will be a good like tie-in color. But so far, this is the Stitch Sampler. And I needed something that was interesting. Like, I need a lot of texture because my other big project right now is like straight up stockinette stripes. But I have realized that I just needed something interesting to knit along with my plain stockinette project, but I have to knit at least a couple of plain stockinette projects because, like, what I'm wearing, I've realized that what I wear the most is like straight up stockinette sweaters in like a V-neck button down style. That's like basically all I wear. I enjoy my super textured fun knits, but I get tired of them pretty quickly. And I will say the one I have that I'm currently wearing a lot and I love is very textured, but it's part of why I don't wear it quite as much as it's a lot heavier than this like stock weight, very lightweight stockinette. So since I need something fun to do, I'm doing something fun. So it started out with like picots, and then it had some slip stitches, and I think it used slip stitches for a while, and then it goes back to like picots. It's like kind of a simple sampler style, but it has enough visual interest to keep it interesting, and also I'm changing the colors every two to 4 rows to also keep it interesting and to use up all my scraps. So that one is a lot of fun. And I will definitely be working on that. I'm using a US8, so the 5mm. So this has been fun. And then my other major project, that is just so much knitting, and it doesn't look like much yet. So this ta-da! Okay. Also, my cutie little progress keeper. So the progress keeper, oops, here, you just see the actual letter. That has my letter on it, has my name on it, or my initial at least. So this it is another Pro Shop sponsor, I believe, for Pigskin Party. So this is an Adorn Knits bag. This is a fall bag. It's like a greens and blues. And then it came with a couple more progress keepers. So this one is a sheaf of wheat, and then this one says Exo. That's really pretty. So this bag and this project go together for points. So I am knitting this, which, oh boy, please forgive my probable butchering. This is the Mini Mariniare Adulte. So this is a front titled pattern. It's basically a drop shoulder striped long sleeved lightweight sweater. So I am knitting this one to replace my very favorite like long sleeved lightweight sweater, drapey sweater, and I am using Knitting for Olive. Oops. Okay. So this is my Knitting for Olive yarn in extra fine merino. Yep. So this is the merino. It's fingering weight, and I am using the colors elderflower and navy. So this is the elderflower. And then this is the navy, which you can see used a lot more navy. And then I'm doing my stripes. The stripe pattern is 7 row stripes, but because I wanted a smaller stripe, I'm doing 5, 2, and then 5 to like still match the exact same pattern counts. So I don't have to do math. And I think it's turning out cute. I really enjoy it. I'm very excited to see this done. The only real negative for doing it this way is that I have to keep cutting the yarn because my 2 row stripes keep ending up on opposite sides. So that part's not much fun. But, it's fine. And I am just finished this part. I believe this is the upper back. And then I think we pick up and do the fronts. I'm not sure. Something like that for that part. This is my pretty little sweater. Also, I am knitting this sweater on a US 3.5 millimeter needles, and I'm knitting the extra small. I originally was going to knit a child size. Oh wait, no, I'm knitting it on a 3.5 millimeter, but I'm using fingering weight, so I am knitting a size up. So I'm knitting a small because I figured that since I was knitting it off gauge, I should get a bigger size to make sure it actually fits, and also so that it like matches the size of the sweater I have that I'm replacing, and it seems to be doing so far, so I think that's good. And then this is my Adore Knit bag. And then, finally, that's it. Yeah. I have this cool bag. So this bag is from the Wandering Pearl, Bethany. And Bethany is a Pro Shop sponsor as well for Pigskin Party. And she recently came out with this bag style. This is called the Julie bag, and it is a square bucket bag type, a squared off bottom, and a zipper top. It has a little loopy there. The nice thing about this is it's big enough that you can roll down the top, and so the zipper doesn't get stuck on your knitting. And then she also has like a little cookie thing. Oh, what's it called? Hook. Is a loop to clip things on, I guess. Maybe like your stitch markers. So this gorgeous bag is my other pigskin project bag, and so my other pigskin project that I'm working on that I am so close to finishing that I will show you as I finish project soon, probably next month, is this, and I'm sure everyone has seen this before. And I think she is so cute. So I have knit the emotional support chicken, and I have knit her in the leftover yarn from my Great Gambit. And so those are gonna go together. I have such a small amount of yarn left, like this is it. I have enough to probably do my sewing up. I mean, I I don't maybe I want to keep the last bit of it for color work. I don't have much. But I have knit the chicken. I have knit her um, breast portion, and I've knit the comb, and that is all done. And all I have to do now is put eyes in her. And I could not find my safety eyes, but I did this morning. So that will be the next thing I do before I stuff her, and then next month we'll have a finished chicken. But okay, so I talked a little bit about my emotional support chicken yesterday, and I am back with a finished object, as you can see right here. So this is my emotional support chicken. She is knitted in, actually better showing of her color. So this, the majority of the body is knit in junction fiber mills defying gravity, hauled with one strand of a bare sock weight yarn. And then the stripes are in West Yorkshire Spinners Baby something DK in the color Dolly, and then her head is the color Rocket, or no, her head is the color Tin Man, I think. So so I have a poll that I will add in here as well, and I would love your votes on a name for her, since she's a wicked chicken. I have two ideas that I've already been, some of my friends already suggested. So the first one, we've already had some voting happen. So the first vote goes to El Flapaba. And then the other one goes to Egalinda. And I don't know if she is more Galinda coded or alphabet coded, but I would love you to tell me which one you think is a better name for her, because I'm going to be making a little tag for her and sending her off to my friend and her daughter fairly soon. Really haven't. I've been knitting. I've been more focused on less projects, so I feel like I've accomplished less, but also I have had like quicker finishes. So like this project took me 13 days to knit, so just under a week. No, just under 2 weeks. And some people, like, there are some people in the Great Gambit cult who knit this thing in like 3 days flat. That is not going to be me. At the rate I knit this, I still ended up with wrist pain, so I had to take several breaks and be careful. I don't think I can knit like that. Also, at this, like, gauge, it's just a smidge harder on my wrist than my wrist can handle. But that is all I have been knitting. However, I do have a couple of small acquisitions to share as well. So first off, I just got this acquisition. Oops. This. So this is a sock ruler. And this is from Twice Sheared Sheep in the color lavender. And I got this because I first of all, I have an abnormally small foot, and then my partner has an abnormally large foot. Granted, my partner is also very tall, so that's kind of why. So I wanted this to kind of help me so I could knit him socks, surprise socks, and not have to worry as much about like having him try them on and things. Like he's still going to probably do that, but I wanted to not have to bother him as much. So I got this. I haven't used it yet, but what I love about it is this. And it like folds up into this super cute little, and it goes in your bag, oh, also it matches. Is that cool? It matches my bag, so that is definitely going to be a sock project thing. And the other thing I got recently was like I'm sure you all saw on Monday. It was very recently. Junction Fiber Mill, who I love their podcast. They are so fun to watch, and I also love their yarn. So they came out with a new color, which is the Taylor Swift limited edition Showgirl colorway. So this is the yarn. I will put up a picture to show you because I feel like the lighting here is not great. So this Life of a Showgirl, one thing, I do kind of wish that they matched better. Like, I feel like this one has more orange and more like spring green, and this one has like more purple and mint green. And I kind of wish they were the same, but I'm planning on using these for knitting the pressed flowers shawl first because I got frustrated with the pressed flowers cardigan, even though I still really want to make it. I have yarn for it. I'm going to do it eventually, but I want to start with the shawl. So these, I feel like, are going to be really pretty in the pressed flowers. And I wouldn't normally wear orange personally. Like, I don't think it's a great color on me, but the rest of these colors are good for me. And if I do them in a gray, that will help tone it down a bit. So I'm very excited to knit Life of a Showgirl. I think it's gorgeous. And then, yeah, acquisitions away. Please forgive me for the noisy. Alright. So I'm planning on holding these with this. So this gorgeous yarn is so soft. This is from Suburban Stitcher, and she is also a Pigskin Party Pro Shop sponsor. And this yarn is her sport weight, which is 100% superwash merino, and it is the Pigskin Party colorway, which is called Love to See It, and it's like a really like smoky gray with indigo and dark green speckles, which are very like reminiscent of football field, I guess. I feel like these will go together nicely. Might be a little bit blendy, but this is my colors for my cross flowers shawl. And that is all I have for you. So, if you enjoyed my podcast, please feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you worked on today while you were knitting and crocheting or whatever. And feel free to tell me, I don't know, what are you knitting this fall specifically, and if you're knitting anything for competition, like me and my super competitive pigskin attempts. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!